Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and this one is a special as we have a first in-hand review of the upcoming Walmart.com exclusive release of the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Thor Deluxe Ulik. So this again is a Walmart exclusive, and not only that, it is a Walmart.com online only item. So you will be able to get your orders in on March 24th during the Walmart Collector Con. So again, don't wait to try and find this in stores. It will be online only. So here in the US, Walmart.com during the Walmart Collector Con, March 24th. Make sure you get your guys' orders in for Ulik. And this figure is amazing. So first off, before we get into it, I want to send a big shout out and thank you to the fine folks over at Hasbro and Walmart for making this first in-hand review possible. They sent this out my way so I can give you guys that first look of the figure in hand. And I'm telling you, it is incredible. Look at this thing. He is massive in the box. This is those deluxe thick box releases there. We get two head sculpts. We get interchangeable hands. We have his weapon here. It just looks amazing. I will do a side-by-side comparison with the previously released San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Battle of Asgard box set. And lots of improvements on this figure from this one, and plus new head sculpts, everything. So can't wait to show you guys those here pretty soon. But again, here's another look at the box. We get a large Thor logo there. We get a Mjolnir logo up at the top. Side artwork of Ulik looking very cool. Here on the back of the package, we get a bigger look at it, and it just looks amazing. He looks very menacing and scary. Here we have his bio, Ulik, the strongest and fiercest of all trolls. Ulik the Troll King is strong and stubborn as the stone of Asgard. So there he is. Now, let's get Ulik out of the box. Alright, so here is Ulik out of the package looking very menacing and very cool. So we get some updates to this figure compared to the previously released. The one in the San Diego Comic-Con box set, Battle of Asgard box set, he actually only had fists that came on the figure. This time around we get a couple of different hands. We have a wide open hand for the left arm, and then we have a holding gripping hand for the right, so he can grip his mace here, which is really cool. We also get those fists which do have the Uru Pounders on them, as well as the open hands. Those are made of the same metal that Mjolnir is made out of. And then here we have two portrait sculpts that are brand new. We did not get the same one that had come in the box set. These ones are both brand new. And then one additional change up in the accessories is actually he has this necklace here, which the previous one did not have. On top of that, paint apps are a little bit different. The colors are a little bit different. And they had one big update that I know a lot of you guys would really appreciate this time around, and I will get to that as we take a closer look at the figure. But first, let's take a closer look at those accessories, the hands, the weapon, and the head sculpts. Okay, so first up in the accessories, we have here his mace, and this thing looks really good. We get a lot of the marbleization and the metallic silver plastic color that they use, but here I think it adds to the effect of the weapon itself. It's actually textured, so you can feel the textured details in the sculpt of it, and it came out looking really, really nice. It's all done in this nice silver plastic color, so it doesn't look like there's any paint added onto it. It looks like it's just the silver plastic, but it is the good one that actually looks metallic and everything, so it looks like a nice metal color. So I really like the way that looks there. Yeah, really nice. Ulik also comes with an additional portrait head sculpt here with his screaming face, ready to take on the battle against Thor and the Asgardians. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Ulik figure. I gotta say, these new head sculpts make a huge difference on the figure. Not only are they a little bit bigger and kind of fit the larger body that Ulik is on, but he definitely looks a lot more menacing, whereas the other one looked okay. There's just kind of nothing really going on to it. His hair was real flat and not really flared out. Here, it's completely flared out, so it just kind of invokes a little bit more like action, emotion to the figure, especially with this other one. Because, I mean, look at how crazy the hair is going, and then the mouth, he's wide open, he's screaming, he's angry, ready for battle. So these two head sculpts make a huge difference compared to the previous one that we got in the San Diego Comic-Con box set, as you can see here. He's just, you know, I mean, he looks mad, but he doesn't really look scary or menacing or anything. And then the head's kind of small when you look at his large shoulders. Here, I think it fits a lot more proportionally with the body and the shoulders and everything. Makes a big difference. So he has this necklace here. It's just done in a silver plastic color, and it just floats in there. If you pop the head off, you'll be able to kind of remove that. Let's go ahead and do that now. As you could see here with the necklace piece, and that looks pretty good. We're going to place that right back on there, and we're going to pop on the additional head sculpt. The hair is a little pokey, so be careful with that. But man, look at that. That looks awesome. This one is going to be really nice if you're doing photography, if you're going to set up a battle with Thor. This one is definitely going to be the one to use because you just get so much emotion and action with this head sculpt compared to the other two that now Ulik has. Makes a big, big difference. Looking at the rest of the figure here, we get this nice silver color. This is actually a little bit brighter compared to the San Diego Comic-Con one that we had before. As you can see there, it's a little bit of a darker color. Not really much else difference in terms of the rest of the figure. This is a little bit more of a darker green compared to this one, but it's hardly noticeable at all. We get some nice additional paint here on the arms and the shoulders, and then going down into the legs and onto his feet. Those look pretty good. The toenails are painted. Fingernails are all painted. That looks really good. There, looking at the paint apps throughout. Onto the legs. Looking at the back of the figure, we get this really nice metallic green color on the scale armor that he has there. Really, really nice. These silver portions on there all painted nice and clean. Yeah, this just came out looking really, really nice. Really, really nice. Now let's zoom out for the side-by-side comparison so we talk about the differences between the San Diego Comic-Con release and this new release. Okay, so here side by side we have the two Ulik figures. Here on your right is the San Diego Comic-Con box set for the Battle of Asgard. One big, big, big difference that they did, and I know a lot of you guys will really appreciate this, is because some of these parts were reused from the original Rhino Build-A-Figure. You could see these peg holes here on the shoulders and then on the back of the shoulders as well. Those holes have been filled in with this new Ulik release. Those holes were there to accommodate the Rhino Build-A-Figure, the shoulder pads. So this guy doesn't have those shoulder pads. Rhino is no longer a figure being made, so they filled in those holes. So no peg hole here on the front of the shoulder, no peg hole on the back of the shoulder. Those have been plugged and filled in, so it gives it a much, much cleaner look. And now also, aside from that, slight color variations throughout the figure. So the one on the right, the original release, is a little bit more of a darker skin tone compared to this new one. We get a little bit more of a brighter orange. The additional paint apps along the feet, the legs, and the arms, we get a more reddish brown compared to a darker brown color on the original release. So that's kind of the only difference. The paint apps are all in the same place, but it's, again, slightly different color and then slight difference on kind of how the paint was applied. On the original release, it was a little bit thinner and across larger portions, whereas on the new one, it's not as spread out, but I do think it looks a little bit better. It looked like with the texture of the skin, some of the areas just didn't quite get the paint. Whereas on the new one, you get a lot more coverage in the area that it's there. It's just not as spread out, and it's a lot more noticeable because it's a brighter brownish red color. Other than that, it's essentially the same figure. We get the new head sculpts, which I do think make a big difference, because you look at this Ulik, there's a large gap here between the torso and the head. So when you have it, you could see the gap, and the hair is just kind of floating there. Whereas this new one is just so expressive. It's not a problem at all, and they fill in the gap to where, with his beard, he's coming down right onto the torso, so it fits better and just looks more proportionate on the figure itself. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, between the two, have you noticed the difference? What do you think of them? Do you appreciate this one more than the original release? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so let's take a look at Ulik's articulation. So getting him to look up and down is a little bit of a challenge because he's on such a large body, but he can look up that much, and then getting him to look down, he can look down that much, which he's going to have to do against all his opponents because he is much, much larger than everyone else. You get a full rotation on the neck, of course. You do get some pivot, as you can see here. Let's move that necklace back in place there. Shoulders, you can get to go out about that much. You can do a full rotation, but please be careful of the little fur that sticks out of his shoulder guards there. You have an upper bicep swivel in there, single jointed elbow, which gives you just under 90 degrees, but his arms are so large that is the most bend that we are going to get. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. So the open hand and the two fists have the standard horizontal hinge, but the right holding hand for his mace actually has the vertical hinge, so you can use it proper when wielding his mace, which is really cool. So the vertical hinge there. So that was a nice update and change for Ulik, something that we don't typically get with most Marvel Legends figures. We have an ab crunch, so he can crunch forward only so much. He can crunch back a little bit, as you could see there. We have a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that much, as you could see there. Leg doesn't really go back. You have an upper thigh cut in there. You get a single jointed knee, which gives you just about 90 degrees there. Foot hinges all the way down, as you can see as well. We get a solid hinge going up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So for a big guy, he's got about the articulation that you would come to expect. The important one is the fact that we got the vertical hinge on the mace wielding hand, which makes a big difference when setting him up for certain attacks and photography, things like that. You know, rock trolls aren't real big fans of Asgardians, but here he is next to a couple of them. We have him here with Loki and here with the classic Thor. With the updated Ulik figure, we can recreate some awesome scenes, like from the cover of Ulik's first appearance in Thor number 137. Or like here with Ulik actually holding onto Thor's cape, ready to attack with those Uru pounders. And here we have another shot of Ulik getting the best of Thor once again. Okay, and there is my review of the upcoming Walmart exclusive Hasbro Marvel Legends series Deluxe Ulik. This will be available during the Walmart CollectorCon on March 24th. It will be an online only item, so please do not wait to find this in store, as you will not see them in store. So for all of you guys in the US, Walmart.com for the Walmart CollectorCon on March 24th. And again, big shout out and thank you to the fine folks over at Hasbro for allowing me the opportunity to give you guys this first in-hand review. I don't know about you, but when this figure was first announced, I thought it was just going to be a reissue, maybe some updates here and there, sure, but I thought essentially it was going to be a reissue from the Battle for Asgard box set. So for those that missed out on some of those San Diego Comic-Con sets, this was a chance to get your hands on Ulik. Maybe you didn't want all 5 figures from that box set. Maybe you only wanted Ulik. This is the perfect opportunity. And not only that, we get 2 new interchangeable hands. So we have fists, we have 2 open hands. The pounders are still there and looking awesome. But 2 brand new head sculpts that just look amazing. The original one was cool for its time, but now we have 2 brand new ones that are even better, with some updated paint apps and a brand new necklace. So pretty awesome. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Ulik figure? Are you getting this new one? Did you pass on the box set? Did you miss out on the box set? Did you really want a Ulik and now this is your chance to get it? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget Walmart CollectorCon, March 24th, Walmart.com exclusive online only item.